A legislative leader in the health and human services field, Representative Jim Abeler hopes to take his experience to Washington, D.C. The Republican wants to focus on his U.S. Senate campaign to unseat DFLer Senator Franken in the 2014 election. To focus on his campaign, the 8-term representative is not seeking re-election. Abeler shares what he's learned from his time in the House and if he has any regrets. Representative Abeler, thank you for joining us.
Oh, it's great to be here.
Was it a hard decision to make to not seek re-election?
Yeah, it really was. I've thought about it dozens of times. Been here 16 years, and it seems like forever and it seems like a day. And it's interesting in that kind of time how different groups come to count on me for help on various topics, and frankly so many topics. Disability services, healthcare, education, transportation, environmental things. And there's some security in being here, you know, and my seat is now quite secure for me. And I was hoping maybe to get 70% this fall if I would have run again. I had 68 one time, and this could be the charm to get to 70, which is purely just a vanity goal. But and so then to put that aside and then risk it all for an effort to serve again. And one of my greatest concerns is I won't be able to serve somewhere. I won't be at the table to make decisions. And often I'll sit at the hearing tables or where we're on the floor here, realizing I have a seat at the decision table. And I've recognized that even though I was watching myself on the outside about the privilege it was. And it's a privilege. And it's been awesome.
You know, over these 16 years, what stands out to you as your most significant accomplishment?
In 2011 and 12, we pioneered a way for the White Earth tribe to take over their own social services for their tribal members on the reservation, which had been previously served by the county, and sometimes there's angst and animosity about the tribal members, and as you get in greater Minnesota. And so the White Earth had advanced to the point that they were in a position that they could actually serve their own people, which seemed kind of cool. And so a highlight of the moment was in 2012 when Irma Visner, the tribal chairwoman, was at my table in my committee, at the witness table. I had the gavel. And we celebrated the moment that this takeover was going to occur, which happened to be the 150th anniversary of the Mankato hangings and that whole tragedy about that whole thing. And so on the anniversary of a tragedy comes a new opening, a new kind of dawn. And so it's pretty exciting, and heard since then that that's one of the biggest reforms in social services for them, like, ever.
If you could do it all over again, would you? And would you do anything differently?
Well, I was to come here. I think this is what I was to do. It's been very hard in my practice, and actually very expensive. Some people think we make a lot of money here. We don't, and people with a good job actually lose money coming here, and that was what happened to me. And you give up a lot of family time and a lot of things that people do in their free time and with the campaigning and everything. And it's part-time, but it's really a lot of time. You can't really look back and think I would have done a lot of stuff differently, because then you'll have nothing but regrets. So would I do things differently? Probably a lot of things differently. But I tried to always do the best I could on a given day. And I still try to do that now, and I work hard, do my best. And I try to always tell the truth. And so if I've looked back on that and I've done those things, and if I've been respectful to my colleagues and really done the best I could, then that's all I can do. And I think that's maybe something that people would say about me, that I've tried to be respectful and focused on the work and not caught up in the petty partisan squabbling, which I really don't like that at all. If it could just be 134 people out there working to solve problems, it'd be different. This one majority wins, rules all model we have, I don't know what other model you'd do, but it's not a good model, because a lot of people in the minority have a lot to offer. When we were in charge, a lot of the Democrats didn't get to offer what they could have offered because there wasn't really the venue for that. I tried to incorporate everybody. When I was a chairman, every member of my committee got to hold the gavel for almost a whole committee hearing, We need more of that. And so where people know, even though they're not in charge, that their voice still matters. Otherwise, you lose almost half the voices in this body, and half the people in the state don't really get their story told.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
It's been quite a ride. And I think God's blessed my work here and blessed my relationships. And I know He loves Minnesota, and I know He loves America. And so I'm happy about that.